Hi Renee, it is Aaron, and I'm here to explain to you a little bit more about IT so that you can kind of get a better grasp on what you want to do, especially with the next 10, 15 years of your life. Um, what you're going to get out of this video, I hope, is you're going to understand IT a little bit more. You can understand the different types of sectors of IT. You're going to understand the degree plans of WGU and what they might apply to when you graduate with your degree, when you graduate. And then you can also understand the Indeed job listings and like clearance jobs and cleared jobs and like what they're looking for in an IT candidate. And then you're gonna see the different types of certifications there are as well and how they can apply to you. So first, what I want to do is I want to show you the IT certification roadmap. This is an IT certification roadmap. It's not a list of every possible certification there are, because if there was a list, it would be way too long. It'd be several hundred pages. However, these are very known certifications that are accepted around the world. And CompTIA is a very large vendor, and what they are is they're a training company, and they pretty much, if you have CompTIA listed on your resume, then it kind of gets the HR or recruiter's attention because you're a little bit more marketable. Now, if you look on your right side, let me remove my camera. If you look on your right side, there's information security, network and cloud technologies, hardware, services, and infrastructure, IT management, and let me. How can I view full screen? There you go. Hardware, services, and infrastructure, IT management and strategy, storage and data, web and mobile, software development, and training. Then on the second page, you're just gonna have an overwhelming list of a bunch of certifications that you don't need to worry about. But this roadmap is really good because it explains to you kind of like a career path of what you want to get, what you want to look for in the certification, right? So for myself, I'm going to information security. So what I would want to do is I would want to go through the beginner route, and then the intermediate route, and then the advanced, and then the expert eventually, right, in my career path. However, you don't have to do that. You don't have to take a certification that's listed as a beginner. You can just go straight to the intermediate, or you can go straight to the advanced. It just kind of gives you a guideline of where you should be in your career path, right? So let me just show you what I did. I joined the military because I couldn't afford college. So I went to college for 1 year, and then I failed, and I dropped out, and then I went to the military, and then I paved my way for a free tuition experience college, um, free tuition experience, college experience. There you go, free tuition, college experience. And what I did is I earned my CompTIA A plus first, and what that CompTIA A plus teaches you is like the fundamentals of computers, technologies, smartphones, tablets, smart devices, stuff like that. It taught me the fundamentals of basically how Wi-Fi works. When you're troubleshooting computers, like a lot of people, oh, my monitor is broken. Well, is your monitor actually broken, or is the cable broken? You learn how to isolate by troubleshooting which part of the monitor is broken. It might not be the monitor at all. It might just be the cable, and you replace the cable, and bam, you just saved the company however $400 of what that monitor would have costed if you would have bought another monitor. Instead, you use troubleshooting methods to figure out it wasn't the monitor at all, it was the cable. So that's stuff like that. It teaches you the fundamentals of IT, and it's really good because that's kind of what, to give you some reference, it's what the LES would be doing for the ISC. So they would be using this A plus concepts and fundamentals and philosophies to kind of troubleshoot and handle tickets and my services requests and stuff like that. So after that, I followed the blue path and I got my Network Plus. And my Network Plus, what that taught me was it taught me networking concepts, philosophies, principles, protocols. It taught me a lot of how networks should be arranged. Oh crap! It taught me about how home networks look like, and how they differentiate from business networks or corporate networks or enterprise networks. And that was a very hard curriculum. The Network Plus was the most difficult certification I've ever taken because it was so intensive, because of the types of concepts that you're not really used to. You pretty much visualize it on paper, or you visualize it on a graph, and it's a little bit more difficult. So the networking is not essential to cybersecurity, but it is really good to have because it teaches you fundamentals that you will use in cybersecurity. So just because it's listed in this career path, it doesn't mean that you have to have it. I just got it because I wanted to be more well-rounded as an IT professional. So the CompTIA Security Plus, what that taught me was the basics of cybersecurity. It taught me about how to secure a computer, how to secure a network environment, how to start thinking and orienting myself like a cybersecurity professional. I started to think about passwords a little bit differently. I started thinking about social media and security. Started thinking about two-factor authentication and how important it was. It taught me a lot of basics and fundamentals that I will use as a cybersecurity professional in the future. So it didn't really deal too much with networks, but it taught me a lot about like phishing and types of hacks and types of viruses and Trojans and stuff like that. So it was a really good certification to have. The next certification that I'm studying for is the CompTIA CYSA, or Cybersecurity Analyst, and that's what I've been studying for about a year now. It took me about a year because I studied for the old version and then it expired, and then they have a new version. Then I had to relearn all the curriculum, and then I went just working and just being so unstable in my career, like I had to fall off of it and then go back to it and then restudy it. And so right now I'm trying to take this test this month or next month, probably next month, and pass it. Then I'm going to study for this one right here, and by then I'm in the advanced category and hopefully trying to get to the expert soon. So this one right here is going to teach me how, not how, but what cybersecurity analysts do. It teaches me what they do to secure networks, how they remediate networks that have been attacked. It also teaches me a little bit of like hacking, and teach me more software-based things that you're using as a cybersecurity professional. So it goes really in depth and compared to Security Plus, but it uses everything. Network Plus, it uses the A Plus in order for me to apply my skills and knowledge and concepts that I've learned into cybersecurity. So then after that, I'll study for the penetration test, and that is the hacking one. That's like you learn how to hack, and you learn how to hack basic networks and infiltrate devices and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I want to do with my career, but you don't have to go through that route, right? So let me explain to you. I'm gonna hide my camera, and I'm gonna show you. Right, so there's information security, there's networking and cloud technologies, there's hardware services and infrastructure, there's IT management and strategy, storage and data, web and mobile, software development, and training. So in each of these right here, there's different career paths that occur. In information security, you can go into like cybersecurity and ethical hacking and defending networks and stuff like that. And networking and cloud technologies, you're pretty much maintaining the network. So at any time that you see maybe my service is down, or an open net is down, or just the internet is down, those are the people that are working in that sector right there. It's not really the web and mobile people or the software and development people. It's the network and cloud technologies and the information security people. Those are the people that are working together, trying to figure out, hey, did we just get attacked? Or hey, what part of the network just went down and why? Is it like a bad PC? Is it a bad server? Is it a bad hard drive? Stuff like that. They try to figure out what is wrong with the network, and they try to bring it back up as soon as possible, because your only purpose as a network and cloud IT practitioner is to maintain the network so that your client or your customer can be satisfied, right? We always want to keep an uptime. So in networking, you have a lot of jobs. There's always going to be jobs all over the world. And with cloud, everyone's moving to cloud. So you have like Microsoft Azure, you have Amazon AWS, so Amazon Web Services, and then there's something else I can't remember. But all of these companies are forming their cloud solutions. And what cloud is that back then, when we didn't use the cloud, we used hardware to maintain servers, to maintain websites, to maintain servers, to allow us to use OpenNet. We had physical rooms that we had to keep cool and maintain uptime. And now what we're doing is other companies are building these server rooms, and they're providing you a service, so that instead of you building your own server room here in Moscow, we just piggyback off of the US cloud servers. And those cloud services are so much better because they're scalable. And what scalability allows is that instead of you as a business, small business, big business, whatever, when you build your own server room, what happens is as your company grows, it's become more expensive. You gotta like increase it, you gotta improve the technologies and stuff like that. Whereas if you use cloud services, it's scalable. You pay like a small fee, and you only pay for what you use. So not only are you eliminating hardware from your business or from Moscow, but you're also eliminating the improvements. Your cloud service provider is improving it for you. You just say, hey, we grew as a company. We had 10 employees in 2020, and in 2022 we have 100 employees. They're like, okay, cool, we'll just increase your, this, and you pay just a little bit more. And then if you don't use that much, then you just pay for what you use. So that's what's good about cloud technologies, and that's the future. Cloud technologies and networking, they kind of go hand in hand. But with cloud technologies, you kind of have more remote work, or you're working in like a network factory where you don't really have customers and stuff like that. They're all like across the world. So with cloud technologies, that's kind of the future, and that's where a lot of jobs are heading. Um, and let's go to hardware and services. So hardware and services and infrastructure. What you're gonna do there is you're pretty much fixing stuff. You're learning how to fix things. You're learning like inventory procurement, and you're learning how a business should operate. So with ISC or IPC, what we usually do is what usually happens is we'd run out of inventory, especially because where we're at, it's not really feasible to always keep an on-hand inventory of like the things that we need and stuff. And hardware infrastructure and services, like that career path, what you're doing is you're kind of learning a little bit more management and how the philosophies of IT are supposed to be implemented in the world of IT itself, like in the real world. Doesn't always go that way, but that you're supposed to be that person, right? So it goes hand in hand with IT management and strategies, where you're fixing stuff, and then eventually you become that manager that is supposed to make the workflow really smooth. And that's kind of what IRM is supposed to be, especially you're being a management position and you have LES under you. Storage and data, that kind of goes with the networking side, but it's not really networking. Storage and data, what you're doing is you're pretty much maintaining data farms, and these data farms are located around the world, located around the US as well. And these data farms are for like Amazon and Microsoft and Google, and for Yahoo and stuff like that. All these large companies, they have to store data somewhere, and they usually have a centralized data place that bridges off the other data places, so there's like redundancy. So if one data site goes down, then the other data site is used so that customers can still access yahoo.com, if there's an outage somewhere in a different state. So storage and data, you're pretty much working alone. A lot of introverts love these types of jobs because you're working alone, and then when something breaks, it sucks because you got to go back in and you're on call. However, it's a really lonely job, and if you're introverted, you work well alone, then you can stay in this factory or this data farm by yourself and just check stuff and replace hard drives here and there. It's kind of it's not really what I want to do, but it's it's there. There's a lot of jobs for that as well. And then the data side of that is like the data analyst. So storage part, like you're always maintaining data farms, but data itself, intel and data and information, they're kind of synonymous, but they're really not. When you have data stored, what you'll do as a data analyst is that you will take the data and export it into like an Excel sheet or some type of spreadsheet or data sheet. And what you'll do is you'll make sense of what the data is, so that you can give it to your business analyst and be like, hey, look at all these demographics that are listed right here. I've used this equation to separate this, that, blah, blah, blah. And basically you're making sense of the data, and your business analyst is trying to make that data turn into more profit. So they're like looking at it and how they can capitalize more of the market, looking at how they can capitalize more customers and improve their revenue and all that stuff. So that's kind of what it is. And you can go really far with that. Storage, data, and web and mobile. Oh, sorry. Web and mobile is next. And web and mobile is basically you're being a web developer or a mobile developer. And when you look on your phone is pretty much a computer now, but it really isn't a computer. Web and mobile, they have different resolutions. So your big monitor has a different resolution than your phone. And then the format of what websites display or like applications display, that's all proprietary depending on the phone. And these web and mobile developers, they learn coding. They learn different types of coding, like in programming languages, to create or engineer applications that will work. And then what happens is they create these applications on teams. You work as a team, and you might work remotely, but they work on teams to provide the customers with solutions or to provide a client with a solution. And then they're always continuously updating these solutions, because what happens is you run into bugs or exploits, and you got to cover them up and fix them and heal them. So with web and mobile, what happens is you get a lot of remote jobs. That's why a lot of people like these, because they like to problem solve constantly, and then use their brain and math and statistics and stuff like that to problem solve. And problem solving from home is appeals to a lot of people. Then there's software and development. Software and development, what's really good about software and development is that with software and development, you can also work from home. You make a ton of money, just like in web and mobile, but you make a ton of money and you're more working on software itself instead of web and web applications and stuff like that. You're working on actual software. So when it comes to the software that you use, like I don't know what you use. Let's think about PAS, public affairs. They use Adobe Suite. They use like Adobe Premiere to edit videos and Photoshop and stuff like that. And what you're doing as a software developer, if you're working for Adobe, is you're listening to the customer and you're trying to figure out like what their gripes are, what would make their experience better. So you work hand in hand with your customers, and then you implement all these conflicts with some solutions that you've come up with to try to make their experience, their user experience or UX, better. And that pays a lot of money, and you can work from anywhere. But it's really intensive because you have to learn some programming, and then training is honestly just like education, IT education and stuff like that. You can do IT education without this, but like these are the certifications that are pretty much, they kind of teach you how to become where you want to be. It's not necessary though. So after that, let's go to WGU, and let's look at some of the degrees that are offered as in a bachelor's degree level. So we have IT management. This is really good. If we click on it, it says tuition fees is $3,700 per 6 months. That's really good. Some careers and jobs this business degree will prepare you for is a VP of risk management, product security incident manager, vice president, blah, 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 CTO, CIO, and director of IT. So I don't know if that's true or not. It could be, but IT management is kind of goes with the whole flowchart of like management itself in IRM, being an IRM or IC or IPC. Being a manager of a lot of employees, you kind of understand the business practices that should be used or implemented to make the workflow a lot better, to make the experience of the customers or like OpenNet users better. And you just learn like the trade of IT itself. You're not learning like hands-on, in-depth IT stuff. You're just learning the management of it, and you might learn some curriculum that is like hands-on and stuff, but it kind of gives you like a broad overview of it, so it's not like too in-depth. So that's a really good one. Health and information management or health information management. It's just going to be like hospital, tailored to like hospital or health information systems, because they work differently than regular businesses. Software development. You're going to learn actual software development and like working on software itself instead of like web applications and things like that. Computer science is a really good one because you can use computer science into anything. It says like computer system analysts, computer programmers, artificial intelligence specialists, software engineers, machine learning. So computer science and software development are kind of the same, but not really. Computer science goes really, really, really in depth with programming, a lot of programming languages, a lot of math. And then software development focuses on a specific type of like programming. So cloud computing, like I said, is the future. And as you can see, you get so many certifications from it. AWS, all these certifications are here. Amazon loves, because obviously they're Amazon certifications, but they're really good. And there's like Security Plus, Network Plus, A Plus, like the stuff that I have, right? And all these certifications in general, that's a lot of certifications. But it says that you could become a system analyst, a cloud support specialist, AWS support, Amazon Web Services support administrator. And this is going to be really good if you want to work from home, pretty much. And what I really like about IT, we'll pause real quick. What I really like about IT is that you're so marketable. Whether you learn like basic IT or you learn like in-depth IT, as long as you have the work and the drive, the work ethic and the drive, you can work pretty much anywhere. That's why I don't like, as a single person who doesn't have family over in the US, I can move from the West Coast to the East Coast to the North to the South, and I'm totally fine. There's so many jobs everywhere. Network operations and security. So this is kind of like cybersecurity, and you get your A plus, Net plus, Sec plus, and Project plus. This program will help you develop strong skills in network design, and network operations, and security management. Network operations is like if maintaining the network, and if it's down, what do you do? That type of stuff. Then you have data management and data analytics. So that's like turning data into useful information for business analysts and people that are trying to work with like the CIO and CEO and stuff like that. Information technology, just general IT. You're gonna learn a lot of IT. You're gonna learn 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 4. Sorry, you're gonna learn a lot more certifications, but Not a lot more certification. I'm so sorry. You're gonna learn like general certifications, and it's kind of just vaguely just general IT. You're gonna get like software development. You're gonna get like web development. You're gonna get cybersecurity. You're gonna get regular IT. You're gonna get management. You're gonna get stuff like that in cloud. So it's just kind of like a general grasp of everything, which will be really good. Cybersecurity and information assurance. So as you can see here, this is you get so many certifications from this. Some of these certifications are really hard. If you look at the CSSP, we're gonna go back to the thing. It says CSS. Should be like here. CSSP. CSS. What the heck is CSSP? Hold on. Certified Cloud. Oh, sorry, that's not it. SSCP, CYSA. Okay, well, you're just gonna learn a lot of certifications. I'm sorry, I kind of got distracted. I was trying to look for a specific certification, but it's not popping up on there. But you get all these certifications, and then it says like you can be a cyber crimes investigator, a director of cybersecurity, a chief of counterintelligence, cybersecurity engineer, cyber operations planner. All these certifications, I mean, and all of these like different IT programs are really good. You just have to figure out what's in it for you. Like, what do you want out of your career? You want to be a software developer? If you don't, close out of that. Close out of this. If you want to be in health, then choose this one. If not, get out of that. If you want to be in like cloud computing and you want to work from home and like manage servers and maintain like network uptime, you know, do it. But if you don't, close out of that. Network operations security, you don't want to do that, get out of that. If you wanted to be a data analyst, then do it. If you don't, get out of that. If you want to know general IT, we'll keep it open. If you want to know cybersecurity, you know, you can keep it open or not. Get out of that. So right here, what it leaves you with is like IT management, and then there's information technology. So you got like general IT, or you got like IT management. Personally, for me, I think general IT would be a really fun one. I think management probably wouldn't be fun for me, but it would probably be really cool to learn like IT management and like project management in IT itself and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to teach you, not teach you, I'm going to show you some jobs that are available, right? So you type in like cybersecurity and like in Virginia. This says information technology specialist, specifically information security. In here, you'll have like job requirements and stuff like that. We're gonna scroll down until we see. Let's see if I see a keyword. It says this doesn't have a keyword. Maybe it does. No, we're gonna go to. I have clearance jobs pulled up. So in clearance jobs, this is all in Virginia and like, oh no, it's just, I didn't filter it out. On Indeed, it was filtered out to Virginia, but you see top secret SCI plus CI poly. You see IAT2 right here. Yeah. So the IAT2, it will be listed in some jobs. Let's go to Leidos. Leidos is the company that hired me. Let's go to Leidos real quick. Cybersecurity information assurance. It says job description. All these different things I've never done before. You need a DoD secret clearance. You need the ability to obtain at minimum a DoD 8570.01 manual level 1 certification within 6 months of hire. Within 6 months of hire, so that's pretty good. So DoD 8570, that's just like a DoD guideline. 8570 went to the public.cyber.mil website, and you see approved baseline certifications. So it says IAT level 2. Did he say level 2 or level 1? Where's that at? IAT level 1. So at least a level 1 within 6 months of hire. So level 1, IAT level 1, you just need your A+, or your CCNA security, or your CND, or your Network Plus, or your SSCP. So you need one of these certifications to make you an IAT level 1. And some jobs that said IAT level 2, like on the Indeed, it said IAT level, something like that. No, on one of the other job listings. IAT level 2, you need your CCNA security, or your CYSA plus, or your GICSP, or your GSEC. All these certifications I don't really even know about. I haven't looked it up, but I have the security plus, so that makes me IAT level 2. And then these like different types of like requirements are listed in different types of other different job listings as well. So if you have a question, you just pull up this thing and see if you're what certification you need to be at that level that they require, and then within the 6 months or by the time of hire or something like that. So after that, what happens is you look up the certifications that you need, right? You find out what you want to study and stuff like that. And how do you take the test? You know, you have all these certifications. How do you take the test? Well, there's now because of COVID, they've allowed online testing, and online testing has been kind of a happy experience for me, where I like to go to the physical location, but I'm overseas and there's no like physical location that I trust or are even offered over here. So I have to do it all online, and you need a good internet connection. You need a camera, a webcam, and you need that webcam to have a microphone or the laptop to have a microphone. And then you need to have a clear space where there's nobody in, obstructing you with noise or visuals, so that it has to be a room where like you're closed off from any kind of distractions or what, you know, because someone's going to be watching you. They're going to be proctoring you. And whatever exam you want to take, like I want to take the CYSA right here. I click that. I hit go on the Pearson VUE website. Do I want to take it at test center or online? I want to take it online. It says prepare for your exam, your computer. You need a computer, a testing space, your photo ID, and then you need to be there 30 minutes before your appointment time. Click next, and then you accept the terms and conditions. You're supposed to read this stuff. Facial comparison, so it's gonna make sure that you're not someone that you're not cheating and stuff. Oh, okay, and agree. And then what you're gonna do? Oh my gosh, what am I missing? I guess I should have read all of that. Then what you're going to do is you are going to pick your language that you want to take it in. You want your proctor to speak in English. And then you schedule it out. What's today? Today's the 15th. Wow, I can still schedule it today. That's insane. Now, what I can do is I can schedule it ahead on the 15th. And then schedule by 24 hour. What time is it now? It's 19:28. So 20:30, I can take my test. And it's 370 bucks. So if you're a student though, what you can do is you can go to CompTIA student marketplace. The academic marketplace, that's what it is. So this is a $370 test. I can pay it right now if I wanted to, but I'm broke. I don't want to sign in. Let me just go to certification vouchers. So I'm going to go to certification vouchers, and then I'm going to find that same cybersecurity test, CYSA Plus, and this is $240. So instead of $370, it's $240, but I have to be the student to buy it. So I have to create an account, verify my account with the student email, and then buy it. And then I can use this voucher that they'll email me the code to, and I'll put it inside of. You can enter voucher promotion code at the payment screen. Hit seed. I'll put that voucher code right here, and then it'll cross that out and make it like 200. How much is it? $240 of short-term memory or something like that. And I pay for it, and then I wait and I go take it. You know, so that's what I'm dealing with. So that is that. And that's kind of like a kind of brief overview of IT and like how I take my certifications and stuff like that. It's really not much. It's really how much you want to learn. It's how much you care about, you know, IT itself. It's how much you have a passion for it. Personally, for me, I like to fix things, but I'm very passionate about cybersecurity because I'm passionate about keeping people's proprietary information safe and secure from people who shouldn't access that information. So that's what I want to do in life. That's what brings me, you know, fulfillment. I think it'll make me really happy going home at the end of the day saying like, wow, I'm so glad that I, you know, protected, you know, information from getting into the hands of the Russians or something like that. You know, that's something that will make me happy. And that's something that drives me every single day to keep on learning what, you know, I need to do to excel in cybersecurity one day. So hope you found this information useful. I'm sorry it's so long. I'll try to keep it short next time. There was really no format that I use. I just kind of going off the top of my head. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. If you don't have any questions, then also just talk to me, see you know how you like this video, what I could do better or something like that. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video and subscribe. I'm just kidding. Bye.